Comtech DriveCore is kind of the culmination of a lot of technologies. We've worked for over 20 years on PWM and switch mode amp technologies. This series represents the culmination of a lot of that work.
We realized, due to the complexity of our amplifiers, that we could combine hundreds of parts, perhaps 500 parts, into one chip. And that's what we did. And so we took our modulator stage, our air amplifier stage, a lot of the control, and we added in other functions when we were doing that because we could with the integration. And we worked with a company called TI to produce a custom IC, which we now call DriveCore. It replaces 400 to 500 parts with one component, which we didn't do it just for cost reduction. We did it to improve the quality. We did it to make smaller amps, and one of the benefits is improved accuracy. The modulator stage is one of the critical stages in the amplifier. This is the heart of the amplifier. This is what is making the decisions. It's controlling the output switches, and the timing on those has to be controlled down to nanosecond type timing to get the distortion and the noise where we want it.
What we wanted to do is take our tried and tested technologies, such as our front end, our modulation circuits, the feedback, all the things that we've been putting in our flagship products like CTS, iTech HD, and be able to take those and put them onto custom silicon and be able to bring them down to even price points that no one's seen before. The advantages are signal to noise and true audio performance. Also the efficiency. Again, up to 90% efficient, so that literally means only 10% of the power that you're pulling off the wall is wasted. The rest is going directly to your speakers, which cuts out on the heat that's produced inside the box. And it allows you to do things like convection cooling with no fans, making it perfect for situations where noise is a concern, boardrooms, video conferencing equipment, applications such as that.
Before, to do all of the processing on the input side of the amplifier and actually be able to condition the signals and work effectively and be able to condition the output stage of the transistors, that took a large number of parts, about 500 per channel. Now, being able to put that into one chip that's mounted within the amplifier, you greatly reduce the cost of assembly. You reduce the complexity. You reduce the chances of failures because you have less parts in there. And overall, you get a much simpler package to work with. It gives us a much more robust building block.
The most special aspect? I think it's the modulator. I was really pleased with the performance we were able to get. In the past, we built this, and we didn't really spare a lot of, didn't worry about the complexity. To get the performance, we built our own op amp for the triangle generator, but we were able to get that kind of performance building it as an integrated circuit. And I thought that was pretty special because the voltages we're working with are much smaller in the integrated circuit, and to get the same kind of noise performance that we got building it with our discrete, where we could run like plus and minus 10 volts. And we're doing it with plus and minus 1.5 volts. Was quite an achievement.
The root of all these technologies, and of course Gerald was principal in inventing, is some of the interleaved modulation technologies. We've talked about that a lot at Crown over the years. It's produced very high quality PWM amplifiers that can outperform any analog amplifier that's out there on the market. Gaining performance like 120 dB signal to noise and 0.001% distortion type numbers on our amplifier technologies is not trivial in any technology, much less PWM technology.
Yeah, DriveCore, like I said, is a really great technology because it's really scalable. And at this point, we've got two flavors of it. One is just the front end that's got the modulation, feedback, data acquisition, and that's what you see in XLS DriveCore. And that allows us to, again, to remove a lot of different parts in terms of helping quality, manufacturability, but also giving that audio performance at an entry-level price point. The other flavor is where we've married that front end with a 2-channel amplifier, and you see that in our Comtech DriveCore series. And that is 8 channels of 150 watts in a 1U convection-cooled chassis, which really lends itself to being used for lots of different applications, like video conferencing, places where you need to hide in a credenza, and so it really makes it flexible. I liken DriveCore to, and especially the Comtech DriveCore product, to being like a Swiss Army knife, because you really can use it for literally anything.
So the reason we developed these chips is because we couldn't get them anywhere else. We were not going to forego the performance of our amplifiers just to gain efficiency.
We actually have, I believe, 5 different patents that's working on this chip. Some of those were developed by a gentleman named Gerald Stanley here at Crown. But we brought this knowledge to TI. TI didn't have some of the concepts that's used on this chip until Gerald added them. And it's a better chip for it.
When developing this chip, we really wanted to partner with a world-class organization, and Texas Instruments fits that. They really are world-class in terms of silicon design and manufacturing, and so partnering those capabilities with the high-end and flagship technologies that Crown's been able to patent and has developed through Gerald Stanley over the years. You're essentially marrying the best of silicon manufacturing and design with the best of audio design. No one else in the world can buy this. It's our technology, and really the true essence of what it is Harman allowing us to spend the R&D. We're able to partner with companies like Texas Instruments because of Harman, and they've ultimately opened up the doors for us to really do groundbreaking technology. We are really proud of our innovation, of our technology, and you can see that throughout products in our history, such as the DC300, the Macrotech, the iTech, the K-Series, now with the new XLS DriveCore, and even the Comtech DriveCore. The ability to have this DriveCore technology really sets us forward in terms of product development and technology driving forward into the future.
I think the chips, the DriveCore chips, are really one of the best things we've ever done. But we're not done. Now we're doing power supplies that go with those things, developing products around them. You won't see nothing yet.